I'm the Tax Geek, and here are more of your taxes, oversimplified. Sometimes there can be a fine line between whether an activity is a business or a hobby. Of course, it is the dream of many people to turn the hobbies they love into productive businesses, and it is not unusual for people to make money from their hobbies. But just because you make money from your hobby, is it necessarily a business? The answer can be complicated. There are many advantages to having a business versus a mere money-making hobby. First, you can reduce the taxable income of a business by business expenses, which is not possible with a hobby. Hobby income is entirely taxable, and no expenses can be deducted from it. Next, if the expenses exceed the income of the activity, and it is a business, the resulting loss can be used to reduce other taxable income, or even in some cases can be carried forward to offset income in future years. Also, business income is earned income, and earned income can possibly qualify you for an earned income credit, refundable child tax credit, or IRA contributions. Self-employed people can also deduct health insurance premiums and retirement account contributions as adjustments to income. And the self-employment tax you pay when you have a net income from a business can count toward your Social Security and Medicare in later years. Over the last several years, there has been an explosion of bloggers, vloggers, content creators, and yes, YouTubers who are making money from their creative efforts. Are these endeavors hobbies or legitimate businesses? There's no doubt the IRS has been paying more attention to returns that claim large business losses year after year, especially taxpayers who have businesses involving art, photography, video production, and travel. Let's look at Sue. Sue loves to travel, and she takes several trips and cruises every year in addition to working her full-time job. She creates vlog-style videos of each trip and posts them to YouTube. Her channel is monetized, but the advertising revenue she gets never comes close to the cost of her trips. But she still considers her activity a business, and year after year files her return with a Schedule C business claiming large losses that offset her regular income. Eventually, she is the subject of a tax audit. The auditor determines that her business is actually a hobby and disallows thousands of dollars in travel expenses, all the while holding her responsible for income tax on her hobby income. So, how does the IRS determine if an economic activity is a bona fide business? First, the IRS applies the 3 out of 5 rule. The IRS generally expects at least some profit in 3 out of the last 5 years of business operations. But this is not the only factor the IRS considers, and a number of other factors can be taken into account to determine if an activity is a genuine business. All of these factors focus on this question: is there a profit motive to this activity? When it comes to determining a profit motive, your actions and the circumstances speak louder than words. Here are just some of the factors that separate a business activity from a hobby. First of all, are you businesslike about the activity? Is there a clear separation between business and personal finances, for example? Do you possess a business license, or have you formed an LLC or corporation relating to the activity? How much time and effort do you put into the activity? Is this a full-time occupation or part-time gig? Closely related to that question is, how much do you rely on the cash flow from the activity for living expenses? Even if an activity is losing money for tax purposes, it may still generate positive cash flow you rely on. How much expertise do you have in the activity? A professional chef with culinary arts training who starts a catering business will have the edge over a talented homemaker who caters an occasional party. This also keys in as to whether you have had success with similar activities in the past. Again, the professional chef who has been successful in the restaurant business will have the edge in this regard when starting either another restaurant or food-related business. Are the business losses beyond your control? This is especially relevant in today's atmosphere where certain businesses have had significant downturns and reverses because of COVID. For example, YouTube travel vlogger Sue wasn't able to create any new content in 2020 and early 2021 because of lockdowns and travel restrictions. If your business isn't doing well, what are you doing to make the situation better besides throwing money at it? Are you working to market your business more effectively? And are there expenses you can control better or even eliminate? Sue could have replaced her overseas trips and cruises with domestic travel that faced fewer restrictions. And if you make at least sporadic or occasional profits, you might be considered to have a profit motive even if the profits aren't consistent. Sometimes an activity can lose money for several years but then make a huge profit from asset appreciation. This can be especially true for activities such as forestry or mining. This also indicates a profit motive. And finally, how much personal pleasure do you derive from the activity? Not that you're expected to dislike what you do for a living, but there are some activities that are clearly not hobbies regardless of profit or loss. Many truck drivers, for example, because of depreciation and expense allowances, consistently lose money year after year, but it's safe to say nobody drives a truck as a hobby. It's important to note your situation can change over the years as sporadic income from a part-time activity increases, and the activity consumes more time and resources to become an activity with a true profit motive. There is additional information on whether an activity is considered a hobby or a business in the links in the video description. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Please share this video with anyone who would find it useful. You can direct any questions, comments, or suggestions to the comment space below. Or you can email me at taxesoversimplified@gmail.com or follow me on Twitter at TaxGeekUSA. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with more of your taxes oversimplified.